Well, where there's a will, there's a way. And I wanted to be able to do this video from my desktop on my computer using my webcam. And I found a way. Might not be live video yet, but we're working on it, okay? Hi, my name is Wanda Kay, and I'm here today to announce that I'm going to be doing a series of daily videos about a subject that I hold dear to my heart. In fact, I first learned about this at a convention that I went through last year. The speaker stood on the stage and she wowed us all. There were thousands in the auditorium, but I felt like she was speaking directly to me. I sat there a little bit to the left of the stage, actually my left, it would have been her right. And it's like everyone else didn't exist because she began to tell me how I was not a mistake, how I was a miracle. The great pains and plans and detail that had gone into making sure I was here in this place and this time. And I think it meant so much to me because she didn't speak from a place of great luxury and comfort growing up. She knew what poverty was. She knew what it was to do without. She knew what it was to wish with all her heart that she had the love and support of those near and dear to her. And she knew what it was to have to take fearful steps forward into an uncertain future. She had done all of that and more. And now she stood on a stage and spoke just to me out of all the thousands. Now, of course, she was speaking to everyone, but it felt like she was speaking only to me. Those words that she so carefully crafted landed like poetry on my ear. And little did I know that in less than 30 days, I would encounter someone who would bring those words back to me again. I knew I needed to take another step forward in my home business, and so I reached out for a coach and a mentor who came with tremendous qualifications, documented to have helped other people achieve massive success in my industry. So I reached out to Robert Hollis, and he said the first thing you need to do is get started with a daily morning ritual. And I'm like, oh good, homework, that's what I need, something else to do. I'm a busy homeschooling mom. I don't have spare time lying around just looking for ways to fill my days. But if Robert said it was important, I knew I needed to do it. And I want to share with you just a little bit about the process I went through. I'm a list maker and a list checker offer. And I don't know if you're like that or if you know anyone like that, but I'm the kind of person that's like, yeah, I did it. Okay. So now moving on, can you tell me the real secret to my success? Can you give me more clues? And what I found was that this was difficult for me to read. This document reminded me of some truths that I already knew. And I wanted to just read it to say I had read it. I wasn't reading it for content. But even I knew that wasn't going to do me any good. So I needed to get it done in a way that I could absorb the material. So I said, maybe if I listen to it on audio. That worked a little bit better, but I found myself critiquing the delivery. I don't know if you're like me, but yeah, I had to work through that. I have a background in radio. Please don't judge what I'm doing here today by that background because that was many decades ago. And so I was listening for things like cadence and intonation and things that you recognize if you have that kind of background. And it was distracting me from the material. And I said, oh my goodness, Wanda, you gotta figure this out. How can you really get to the nuggets that are held in this document? So I said, I'll sit down and I'll read it myself. But what I did with my old radio announcer background was I read it like the qualifications at the end of an ad. You know, when you hear the suggested manufacturer's retail price or all of the potential side effects that you could have. They read it quick, they read it fast to check it off so that all the legalities are taken care of. And that's just what I was doing. I was reading it quick, I was reading it fast just to make sure that I could say, check, I did it. But on my way to try and just hack this thing, an amazing something happened. That amazing something was that I didn't have time to argue with myself because I was reading it so fast, almost like an auctioneer. What normally takes 20 minutes to read out loud, I was getting it done in 20. I was reading it so fast that little nuggets of truth were seeping in past my defenses. And it took a little while, but oh my goodness, bit by bit, things started to change for me. And I'm hoping that they will change for you as well. That's why I'm making this recording. I'm hoping that you'll join me as I take apart this document every day and we focus on just another aspect of it. And the document I'm talking about is the God Memorandum. It's an excerpt from the book by Og Mandino called The Greatest Miracle in the World. I know, hokey title, and you're going, that's nice and inspirational. It's not very thick at all, is it? But hidden inside of this book is the gem called the God Memorandum. And you can find it all over the internet, download it for free. And if you'd like a copy of your own, you can find it on my webpage in the notes section. I'm glad to share that with you. So the next thing that happened, now that it started seeping in and I started getting familiar with the document, I said, you know, I need to make a recording. I need to make this my very own. So I went into the document and I made tiny little edits as though instead of me reading a memo that someone wrote to someone else, I'm reading a memo that I'm speaking directly to myself. And I'm reminding myself of these truths that I had just left aside and I had forgotten. And I recorded an audio that was only supposed to be for me originally, but I've since shared it with other people, and I'd love to share that with you too. And you can find that also on my webpage. And I try to listen to this every day as much as I can. If I miss it in the morning, I go back and I listen to it again. And I have to tell you, there was nothing new in this document, but there was a lot of old truths that I just needed to be reminded of. You know, there are so many times in my daily walk that I don't stop long enough to see the miracle that this life is, or I forget to see the miracle that the people who cross my path are. And the God Memorandum is one way I help remind myself of that, to live in the wonder that this life is, and to receive the many gifts that come my way. And the God Memorandum is just one way to get my head in the game and get my day started right and get things going the way they should be going, I feel anyway. So I hope you'll join me. I hope you'll like, comment, and share this video with your friends, and pop in again tomorrow or later today, depending on how I decide to post. And I will be able to put up the next video to share with you what the God Memorandum has meant to me. God bless. Have an amazing and wonderful day, and I'll talk with you again soon.